Guess who's back? Back again. We are back. Tell a friend. I know it's been a hot minute. Life has been happening. But you know what, y'all? We are back in full effect here on the Wire to Wire Sports Podcast Network, y'all. We are back with another episode of the Hoop Dreams and TD Queens. And as always, it's it's Key, and it's got my co-host Drury. What is going on? Happy to be back. We got some stuff to talk about, but we here.
Yes, ma'am. I am excited because I definitely got some things I need to get off my chest.
Oh boy. So we gotta make sure my laptop is plugged in. I was wondering why the screen went lit up, went dim. I was like, what is going on? But we got a lot to get into. We just concluded the NFL draft. Definitely gonna go over that. Go over who we think were losers, who we think won the draft. The draft wasn't bad. Evaluating all the teams, and I'm looking at who they picked up. They wasn't bad. It got some questionable picks.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go over the NBA playoffs as well. Looks like we got our first sweep, which we knew. But let's get into it since it's just hot and fresh and it's just over with. The NFL draft concluded. Day one was Friday, and we expected for the guys to go to the teams we expected. Cam Ward, your Tennessee Titans. Let's talk about your Titans. Get Cam Ward overall. How are you feeling about the pick overall and your team just in general? What they did on draft day.
Ward was cooking with grease. Like I'm not too bad. There's a reason why he was a part of 3 Super Bowls. He knows how to evaluate talent. Now with Cam Ward, I'm excited. Even though it was the most obvious number 1 draft choice. Because he telegraphed it on the Fortnite stream. That was hilarious. They asked him who his favorite receivers was, and he said Treylon Burks and Calvin Ridley. He just knew where he was going.
Everybody was looking at him like you crazy, like Treylon Burks.
Yeah. But what we were able to do in the draft, filling in needs, especially like the wide receivers, I love it.
And they got his boy.
They got his boy in the free agency, Restrepo.
Yep.
Restrepo. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. And I had been crying for Restrepo for the past day. And I'm like, I called it. I said, go get his friend. Go get his friend.
They got some playmakers for him. They are setting him up very nicely. Definitely we'll see what he gonna do because Mr. Mailman, he might be out the door.
He's gonna be fighting for a backup role.
Well, he better do something because if Cam goes in there and does everything right he's supposed to do, that could be your new number one. That could be your starting quarterback from day one. Warren Moon already blessed him with the number one,
and we're getting new uniforms. So
that's good. Travis
Hunter.
I
want to mention, the Jags make me mad. I'm like, the coverage. ESPN talked about Cam Ward all of 6 seconds. 6 freaking seconds. I said, make them pay for that. They're going to have to pay for that one. Because I'm like, oh, and then here comes the damn Jaguars trying to steal the attention. Who told you could trade up?
Oh, okay, Steve Smith. But no, I was reading. I don't know if it was Twitter, but they did mention that they was because of the whole we're gonna get into it because the whole Shedeur falling and everything. That seemed like that's all they were talking about. And Mel Kiper, good God, like that's all he kept talking about was Shedeur Sanders this, Shedeur Sanders that. Somebody got on his top. I think it was either Louis Riddick, and somebody else called him out. Was like, bro, like. It ain't
good.
What you think. So, but Mel Kiper ain't the he the one that said a certain quarterback was going to be great, and they end up being a bum. So, Mel Kiper,
are we talking about Carson Wentz?
It wasn't Wentz. Matter of fact, I'm about to tell you exactly who he said was going to be the best. I don't know, Mel Kiper. Your credentials are starting to fall off, sir. Oh, he said Jimmy Clausen is not a successful starting quarterback in the NFL. I'm done. That's it. I'm out. So this was him talking about Jimmy Clausen, that one year when he was drafted. Yeah, I mean, the first round had a lot of surprises, had a lot of ups and downs. Let's go through the first round.
Howie.
Huh?
How did they let Jihad fall to Howie? How?
And we moved up one pick to get him.
Exactly.
Supposedly, we were supposed to move up to the Charger spot. I'd rather move up one than move up 10 spots.
But everybody knew that you were going to do that. So they said no. It sucks to be successful sometimes, ain't it?
But we had some trades. Travis Hunter, we knew he was going to go to number 2, but we didn't know he was going to go up to the Jags number 2. The Jags moved up, traded with Cleveland. They wanted to get Travis Hunter. So Travis Hunter probably will see both sides of the ball. I guess they're going to see where he's going to.
They said already. He's going to play both sides. I'm like, so you get what you want.
It's going to be interesting if definitely going to see that. I know we're probably not going to see him too much in preseason. Then, if they want to save him for the regular season, maybe he'll take a couple snaps. But I don't see him playing, all 4, the full preseason to get the reps out. All right. So, and then you had Abdul Carter go number 3. Sneaky. The Giants had a great draft. The Giants actually drafted pretty well. They end up getting Cam Skidabo from Arizona State, the running back. They comparing him to Christian McCaffrey in college. He did 1,500 yards, 500 yards receiving. So he's one of those type of backs.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sneak back into the first round, and then they get Jackson Dart. So the quarterback room is Jameis, Russell, and Jackson Dart. Then they end up getting a sneaky pick in the safety from Penn State. They got Winston Jr., which was a great pickup for them. So low-key, the Giants cooked this draft.
Mm-hmm.
They said he will play wide receiver and sprinkle in defense. I feel like he will defense. I mean, in my opinion, Travis Hunter is better at the cornerback spot and not the receiver. In my opinion, that's just me. But he's a better corner than he is a receiver. I mean, he can play both, but I think his main suit is corner. And that's something that the Jags needed was a corner. So it worked out. Who was your head shakers? Who was your scratchers in the first round? Like, huh? They actually went here.
The Dolphins, the goddamn Dolphins. You needed to protect Tua, and you go get a defensive tackle.
And there was a lot of offensive linemen out there too.
Exactly. I think Booker was gone by that point, or was he?
Yeah, Booker went to
He went to
Cowboys at
Dallas.
12. They was 13.
You could have pivoted.
Will Campbell going to the Patriots, good pickup for them. They needed protection for Drake May. Then Cleveland, we're going to get into Cleveland because Cleveland, I got some head scratchers. I got some explaining to do. But they end up trading back with the Jags. They end up getting Mason Graham, which wasn't bad. Mason Graham, Myles Garrett. That defensive line is going to be stacked. We all know Ashton Jeanty wasn't going to fall to the Bears. Perfect pick at 6 to the Raiders because they definitely needed a running back.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets, they end up getting some O-line help for Justin Fields. And then this one surprised me. On my mock draft, I had T-Mac going to Dallas, but he ended up going to Carolina. Carolina got some good pieces in their draft too. They end up getting Jimmy Horn Jr., who's my guy from Colorado. So you got Jimmy Horn Jr., Xavier Legette, and T-Mac in that receiver room for Bryce Young. I mean, I'm not saying they're playoff worthy, but they'll win more than 3 games that they did. Then now that they're giving him some help, I think they got a tight end too, if I'm not mistaken. But now they got some pieces for Bryce Young. I knew if Bryce got together and they give him some weapons, Bryce isn't bad. They competed last year in some games. Now, if Legette didn't drop that pass, they definitely would have beat the Eagles last year. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Carolina was competing. So now they got some pieces on the offensive side. Let's see what Carolina can do.
And they managed to protect them.
If the Browns didn't trade with the Jags, they could have They could have got Hunter and Shedeur. That's crazy. That's wild. If they didn't go up, I wonder if the Browns like, dang, maybe we shouldn't have traded.
Let's see.
The Saints end up getting Calvin Banks Jr. It was another offensive line which they needed protection because one of their guys retired. I forget his name. Here was the head scratcher here for the Bears. You had the best tight end available, and you take Colston Loveland. Now, not saying that he's not a bad tight end. I guess he fits Ben Johnson's scheme a little bit better than Tyler Warren, but Tyler Warren was the all around tight end right there. So I know a lot of Bears fans is upset about that. And then San Fran, they go edge and Mikael Williams. And then Dallas, some fans, they 50-50. Some fans was mad about their pick. They wanted a receiver.
Terrence Parsons straight up said Dak should ask for a trade. I'm like, shut your ass up. What do you mean? What the hell do you mean? That's trying to get this is a pick to keep his ass off the ground. What are you talking about?
That's Zach Martin's replacement right there.
Dak should request a trade. You should shut up.
So you rather have a broken Dak than a healthy Dak.
I'm like, you and your brother need to be quiet.
And we can now say that Dak is injury prone now because there's always something he out with. Whether it's a hamstring, whether it's his ankle getting broke. Can Dak fully stay healthy? Maybe he can now that they get Booker. They got too many Tylers on their team. They got 3 Tylers on the team. Tyler Booker and there's 2 other Tylers. So what they gonna do?
All play on the offensive line.
In the meeting room, like they gonna have to call them by their last name.
I will say, I do like what the Falcons did. People will say it was steep to do it, but I see why they did it. I'm glad that they drafted that was actually something productive for once. Usually they go skill player that they don't freaking need.
Jalen Walker gets to stay home. Georgia Bulldog. Not Carolina. Arizona gets Walter Nolan. They get to defensive tackle. The Bengals, they went edge in the first round.
Good.
They're gonna be losing Trey Henderson. I know he wants to, or they're gonna re-sign him back. A lot of people saying maybe they should have went O-line to protect Barrow. The Seahawks, they had a sneaky okay draft as well. They end up getting offensive line help for Darnold, and they end up getting Jalen Milroe from Alabama, Roll Tide. They end up getting Milroe. Tampa Bay end up getting Emeka, wide receiver from Ohio State. So giving Baker Mayfield more weapons. Then at 21, we get Derek Hammond, which everybody was kind of upset about. Maybe we all thought Shador was going to go here to Pittsburgh, knowing he needed a QB.
I'm kind of disappointed in Pittsburgh. We'll get into them in a minute.
So Amarian Hampton was the first running back off the board going to the Chargers from North Carolina. Good pickup right there because we all know Gus Edwards is always hurt and injured. So that's another pickup for the Chargers. And also they have Blake Corum there as well, I believe. No, Blake Corum with the Rams. Yeah. The steal of the night. Not the steal of the night, but it fell right in the Green Bay's lap. It's been a while since they drafted a wide receiver first round. They get Matthew Golden from Texas. Good pickup for the Packers. Now who's getting cut? Because you got Christian Watson, he can't stay on the field. Romeo Dobbs, you got Javion Wicks, and then you also got Jalen Reed. Good receiver room over there with Green Bay. Do you think one of them goes?
One of them gotta go. I just don't know who is going to be at this point. They got some decisions to make.
Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely.
Because they never gave him the receiver help besides Devontae. What's going on, Coach? Appreciate you. The Bengals could have used secondary help to the calls. That's what's a lot of problems was last year. They gave up too many big plays in the secondary. Okay. Minnesota, they went offensive line. J.J. McCarthy's definitely going to be a starter since Sam Darnold went to Seattle. So he's going to be a starter. I thought maybe it could have been a spot here for Shador as well because you never know. We don't know what J.J. is going to be doing. We don't know if his knee is going to be fully healthy or not. Mm-hmm. But Jackson Dart, so the Giants was like, nope, we're going to move back in. They pick up Jackson Dart. The Falcons went edge again. Went edge. And James Pierce Jr. They moved back. I mean, they swapped with the Rams. Mm-hmm. Then you know Baltimore. They always drafting secondary. They always drafting defense. So they get Starks from Georgia, another sneaky great pick. Then they get then the Lions get Tyreek Williams. They got some offensive line help from Ohio State. Ohio State had, I think, about 13 guys go this draft. Washington went offensive line. The Bills went corner. And then comes Howie and them Eagles. We get Jahad Campbell from Alabama.
How?
Right into our lap. Thank you, football God. Just right here. Boop, boop. It was an easy layup. Boop, boop. The dime, the pass. It was the dagger from Hurts to Smith that killed the Chiefs even more. Boop, dime right in his hand. But we always finding the diamonds. We always getting the good guys. And then obviously the Chiefs needed offensive line help because of Tooney went to the Bears, so they end up in the round getting Josh Simmons. Now getting to the Browns. So
they do the right thing the first time, like their first pick. I get it.
She was.
It's everything else. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
So for once, Shador drops out of the first round. He didn't get picked up to the fifth. I honestly didn't think he was going to get drafted because we was already into the fifth round. So everybody's saying, oh, it's a race thing. No, it's not a race thing. That's the narrative I hate. Did Deion have something involved in it? I think he did because Shiloh was live all draft this afternoon, and he was saying, "Oh, things should happen now because Shador was like, I had to get a new agent. My dad was not doing great handling things. So you mean to tell me Prime was your agent? This is why, but no, but they're saying Shador wasn't great in interviews. The reason why the Giants didn't pick him because Daboll didn't like him and called him out on it, and Shador didn't like it. People are saying, oh, he's entitled. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. I get it. He is confident. Don't mistake that with cocky. I mean, that's two different things. You got to be confident in your ability to play this game. So, I mean, I'm not faulting him for that reason. But there was some underlying things, I believe, now that he did get drafted by the Browns. Yes, y'all, I said it right, the Browns. Well, why did he get drafted to the Browns when they drafted Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round? Have no clue what was on their mind. But low key, if the Browns didn't get picked by, if Shador didn't get picked by the Browns, guess who's going to draft him with the next pick? Howie Roseman was going to draft him. So
and
Shador
I think that would have been a better place for him.
Shador would have been an Eagle if the Browns didn't take him, because we end up getting
learning behind Jalen.
We end up getting Kyle McCord. So, which I don't know how. I don't get it why we got QB, but okay, QB factory as Howie would say. I mean, him and DTR can fight for that 3rd string job, I guess.
I would have liked it. I would have liked Shador to Philadelphia because he could learn behind Jalen.
I mean, I wouldn't have cared. Me personally, I wouldn't have.
I know, but
cared if we did. It would have been a good place for him, in my opinion.
Better than Cleveland.
Better than Cleveland. So I'm just looking at I'm looking at the Twitter for the undrafted signings because see if my cousin gets picked up. I don't know. So definitely been a long ride for the Sanders clan. Let's just say that. So Shador gets picked up maybe now. Not saying, and everybody's like, oh, he got humbled. I think this could be a learning experience for him as well, just to go in interviews better. Just think of this as a job. This was your job interview. Would you do this if you wasn't in the NFL? Would you do this on a regular job to get a job? No. So you got to think about it like that. When you're in the draft process in the combine and you're interviewing with all these coaches and GMs, you gotta take it seriously. This is your job interview right here. First impressions is everything. Everything. They test your IQ. They test everything. Just your actions on the field maybe could have, some things. Like I said, everybody thinking he's being cocky. They look at that 100%. So when they get in front of you and start asking you these things and you're not prepared, they're gonna move on to the next. This is why
I'm like, and if you say things, the one thing that I have it is not. How am I gonna word this? Because Deion is a polarizing figure, people are just apt to just defend. No, nobody's attacking him right now. We're just saying he has a role in why he fell.
Right.
Do I think falling, like in his case, like multiple things can be true. He's far too talented to drop to the 5th round. One. How loud the reports were right before the draft, I feel like that was kind of wild. But then we started hearing things and it all kind of started making sense. And then you can put together some of these sound bites of him coming off as cocky and arrogant. Like I remember when Cam interviewed, he was confident. It wasn't like that. It was two different things.
Right.
So it's like, so now you're hearing the stories about, Daboll didn't like him because when he started interviewing, he called him out because he wasn't prepared and da-da-da-da. And then you hear some of the things he said at the combine. And then you hear about canceling workouts and he didn't do stuff like that. Like you said, first impression is everything. And I'm convinced that the Giants were the one that put all that out there.
Yep.
because and the report said it was a couple of teams in the top 10 that were kind of put off by him. I kind of knew Tennessee was, because after his pro day they canceled the private workout straight away. I kind of figured that's when we realized Cam Ward is the pick.
Right. I was like, I said, is Tennessee really milking this? Are they really waiting all the way down to 0? Well, we already know what this pick is going to be.
They told us to. They told Tennessee to milk the clock. Literally.
But also, so all the draft prospects from Colorado, they all went somewhere. Either they was drafted by a team or they was signed as a undrafted free agent. Shiloh, he ended up going to the Tampa Bay Bucks, undrafted. So he's going to see if he can make the team with the Bucks. So Deion should be proud all around. Both his sons did get picked by an NFL team. Travis Hunter. You had Jimmy Horn Jr., who went to Carolina. Again, Carolina is going to be sneaky. They getting some pieces for Bryce finally.
They have JC Horn and Jimmy Horn.
Oh yeah, but JC on the defensive side. Then you got LeJohntay Wester. He went to the Ravens, so that's another weapon for Lamar. And then some defensive players, Will Shepard and Cam Simon Craig. They all got drafted as well. So shout out to RC son. He went undrafted. He's going to the Jets. So he got picked up. So
that's smart. I like him. He can play though.
Yeah. He was just in the national championship game with Notre Dame, but they came up short against Ohio State. But shout out to RC, Brian Clark, and his son getting drafted by the Jets. The draft wasn't all that bad in my opinion.
I will say, I don't want to hear anything about zero tolerance coming from a certain purple bird team. I don't want to hear it. John Harbaugh should have just shut the hell up saying that one, because everything just came back to come bite him in the rear.
Man, but that is the your NFL. Another weapon for Lamar. When does Lamar get better in big games?
The Jets low-key got one of the smartest defensive backs in the draft in Malachi Moore. He's gonna be a steal. Sorry, Kyle. You got
Mr. Irrelevant goes to the Patriots, and they already calling him not saying a pedophile, but you already know they doing the Kendrick A. minor. But he's Mr. Irrelevant. I know, like I said, some teams had a good draft. The Giants was one, your Titans was one. There was some picks that I questioned with Howie, but it looks like he went trenches. We got defensive line help, and we got O-line. So you already know how Howie is when it comes to the trenches. He builds them up. So we can only see, but them first two. Oh, and we got the safety from Texas. Man,
I love the fact that in the 4th round we got 2 wide receivers. We got Kamari DK from Florida. Yep. And then the dude from, I'm looking at it. I'm not pronouncing that. His name is Elick. And his mom used to off people.
His mom used to off people?
From Stanford. I love that. On arm wrestle people.
Okay, I thought you said off people. I was about to say, oh my God, who's she offing? Arm wrestle. Okay, I got it. But yeah, the draft is good. It's over with. Now we can get into OTAs. Now we can get into training camps and get people right. Look, I'm ready for football. Like, this is the only time I watch basketball is during the playoffs anyway. Staying in the NFL. I know we had to, other shows, Wire to Wire on Wednesdays, talked about Shannon, but we're going to get our thoughts about Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe stepped down from First Take And he will be back during the preseason, start of the preseason in the NFL. But he is alleged to, the rapes involved and some other things. But now other people are starting to come out now. This Michelle. Now, is this the same Michelle that was on it that he leaked the IG live to? I don't know. Now somebody else from SS1 is coming out when he was over there with Skip. Don't look good for Shannon, especially ESPN and Disney. Just not the good character you want to have. Your thoughts? I know you've been dying to get to it. What about Shay and this whole debacle that he got going on right now?
He did this to himself. Like, you old freaked out man. Like, the thing that what was released was so disturbing.
I just read it. I didn't want to listen to it.
He threatened to choke it out of her. I heard it. I'm like, my God. And what really kills me is he's 56. 56, he'll be 57 this year, I believe. When all of this started, homegirl was 19.
Granted, she won't catch a case, but still.
Young enough to be his granddaughter.
What I just want to know, what can she do for you at 57? What can she do?
Get your ass in trouble.
Can she have an intelligent conversation? I can't. I don't know. Can
she can communicate? No means no.
Can you break? What can you do with a 19? You can't do that with a 19.
What are you doing? 33 years.
I'm sorry, I can't. We got as adults when we're dating. Don't we have cutoffs? You say what's your highest max you would date and what's your lowest? I said at one point in time, I said 26 was my cutoff and 55 was my highest. Okay, you can do something around there. But Monique tried to tell him.
Kat tried to tell him. And he over there just key. And I'm like, you didn't listen clearly, airhead. And then when you put out that PR ass statement, first of all, dum-dum, you're supposed to copy and paste it, not screenshot the message from the publicist. You got the plot all messed up. And then what I found distasteful is that, yeah, people are going to crack their jokes, but you and somebody else who's still posting through it are laughing at it and liking the post publicly. Your ass ain't sorry.
He'll still have Nightcap. I know he has his sponsors and everything. He'll still have his podcast. But as far as like ESPN things, I don't know. I don't know. Like he stepped down before they could do something. I know he's only on there 2 days a week. It's not like he's on there every day. Even Stephen A. even said he don't know if he can come back from this. And they homies.
Mm-hmm.
So
and you get on all of these athletes, you're damn hypocrite about discipline. And ironically, your lack of discipline is what got your ass in this mess. Why is it always you? Because if you think about it, he had allegations at CBS. Even though the lady lied, but why are you putting yourself in these conversations, in these situations? Then you had the lady come out from FS1. Now you got this one.
Like, what is? There's nothing wrong with dating in your age range. Maybe if you don't want to do a 30-year-old, I mean, I'm sure you can do 40. 40. It's not that big of an age gap. Our grandparents, our parents. I'm sure they either dated 10 years older or younger than what their spouses was.
Exactly.
Prime example, my mom and my stepdad, they were 11 years apart. My stepdad was older than my mom. My grandpapa's 11 years older than my grandma. He's 90 something and she's 80 something. They've been married for 64 years, but come on. So
that's a blessing.
My mom got married. When they got married, my mom was eating birthday cake inside and my grandma was still carrying her, so she got to eat the wedding cake. So, and then right now, I'm dating. She's 11 years older than me. So
it's normal. Like age gaps are kind of normal, but when you talk about 30-something years, you ain't got nothing in common to do with that.
She looked young as hell. She was young as hell. Ain't no looked. She was 19.
She was 19.
That's Jalen's age. He about to be 18.
What?
I just don't don't get it. And just they do he do on Nightcap be bugging out about the girls and the women and everything, to the point where when he was interviewing Megan on Club Shay Shay, he had to apologize to her and said, if I said anything out of context that offended you in any way, I'm sorry.
Because he knows. And that's how you know that when they talk about women on Nightcap, I can tell Shannon don't value women as actual human beings.
I don't know. Ain't nobody gonna want no jacked up 56-year-old who gotta pop the diamonds just to be. No, Shannon, no. I didn't know the recipe of the details. Just saying, like, And Shannon was my guy too, man. Like, it's just
exactly.
There's no coming back from this.
The one thing that really aggravated me, and forgive me, because they were saying, because he said it was consensual, right? But then you see the text messages. I want to be clear. If you're doing something like that and the other person says, stop, I don't like that, and you're not going to do that, they can revoke that consent. And you do it anyway, that's assault. Period. I don't know why people don't think consent can't be revoked. If you don't like something and you say no to something and it's done anyway,
please don't.
Please. I can't. What did he say about Jokic?
He not top 10. That fool. He just bitter because Jokic got
his brother got beat up.
Right, and then I'm sorry, I'm not messing with Joker. Have you seen his brothers? His brothers is taller than him. I'm not messing with no Serbians. No, I'm good. I don't want no smoke.
No smoke. You got it.
No, nope, and no. Nope. I don't know. They might get Chad a job. Chad didn't do bad when he was on First Date.
Who?
So
Chad?
Yeah, Ocho. I'm just saying if I'm just saying if they got rid of Shannon on First Take, I said they can get Ocho. He didn't do bad. He wasn't bad. Not. But yeah, it's gonna be weird. So just I don't know. It's just the interaction. I mean, he do stuff with Molly low key on the low too. If y'all don't know this, like if y'all peep. So I don't know. And he got two daughters of his own. It's just like, you would raise holy hell if this happened to your daughter.
Exactly.
Not can't step on Gru and a henchman. Oh man. But yeah, that was the Shannon thing. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So he's gonna be on
whatever happens, he deserves it.
He's just gonna be doing Nightcap until everything dies down.
And he looked like he's going through it.
The Steelers are still waiting on old ass Rodgers. I don't know why. Dude, y'all drafted Will Howard from Ohio State. Y'all wanted Rudolph starting, and Skylar Thompson is your quarterback room. I feel like you could have got Shador at 21. You could have got Shador at 21. He would have been perfect. But I don't think Rodgers is coming to. Why would y'all want Aaron Rodgers? Why? He's halfway out the door.
Let him go walk on the beach with his headphones that don't play music in. Let him go do that. Let him retire. Leave Aaron Rodgers the hell alone. And I'm like, I don't know why they didn't just draft Shador.
See? It made sense. It made
sense. It was right there. But you wait until the sixth round to draft Will Howard. Okay. So you're really okay with Mason Rudolph being your starter? I've seen 8 weeks of that.
He got beat and he got beat up by Myles Garrett.
Exactly.
That's how we knew who Mason Rudolph was. It's like, who? But do not get Rodgers. I mean, I think Shador would have fit because you got a young Pickens and then you got DK still.
Like, why? I thought they were gonna pick Shador or at least a decent quarterback within the first 2 to 3 rounds after they went and traded for DK.
Rodgers hasn't played well since then. This is, you know what? You're not lying though. Right. Yo, that's wild.
You about right.
Danica Patrick was good for him. Probably was Aaron Rodgers that messed all that up.
You know it was with his narcissistic ass.
Quentin Ewers, he drops all the way to 7th, which was crazy, but he goes to Miami. I'm not saying this is not bad. It was only Tua and Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson changed his number to 0. That's a perfect number. And then you got Quentin Ewers. He goes in there and balls out. I'm not saying he's going to take Tua job, but he can possibly do Wilson. Mm-hmm. And if something happens to Tua, they got backup plans. Ewers got a strong arm. Tyreek Hill's still there. Jalen Waddle's still down there. So it's not like they ain't gonna be able to catch the ball from him.
I heard that Jalen Ramsey soured on Mike McDaniel. Like he didn't get along with such and such, and then the relationship was broken and beyond repair. No, I'm like, no, cut the crap. His play slipped and they don't want him anymore. And now he's overpaid.
Yep.
Let's cut that crap out.
Because this will be his, 3rd team? He got drafted by the Jags. Then they had that miracle run when they went to the AFC Championship game back in 2017. Mm-hmm. Then he went to the Rams, got a championship there. And then, so this will be his 3rd team. Now, if he goes somewhere else, this will be a 4th team. I don't know who's going to pick him up, but y'all better not pay him an arm and a leg. I feel like, yeah, you should pay him, but I don't think he's worth that money now still.
It's funny because I know Jalen Ramsey is a very good corner, or he was at one point, but I just usually just remember him from Derek always running his ass over. Constantly. At least twice a year. And it was always so relaxing to watch. He was still in Jacksonville when he ran rampant for 99 yards.
That's crazy. All right. So, again, nothing else really happened in the NFL world. Again, there was a draft. Pretty much all the QBs that were on the board literally got picked up. So, Will Howard gets picked up. Riley Leonard gets picked up. Quentin Ewers gets picked up. McCord gets drafted. Milroe gets drafted. Sneaky good. I like Milroe with Seattle. He can back up Sam Darnold. You never even know. saying he might could be, might could be a starter role there. Can't have Ramsey and McDaniels both be overrated. Thank you guys for Milrow. All these QBs went before Shedeur did. Gabriel went before Shedeur. Milrow went before Shedeur. So all the QBs, they get picked up. Again, I still think Pittsburgh should have bid on Shedeur, but it is what it is.
The Nuggets beat the Clippers.
Huh?
The Nuggets beat the Clippers 101
snap.
99. So is it tied now?
Well, good segue into the NBA now. So no, they're going in overtime.
Huh?
99-99.
Hold on. Because I just got the notification.
That says overtime. That says 99-99.
Give it a second.
Not unless I'm tripping.
Sometimes, that's final. The Nuggets won. I think somebody had a walk off.
Oh, okay. Kyle just said Aaron Gordon dunked at the buzzer. They looking at it. Okay.
I'm not talking about my Lakers right now. I'm not that happy with them.
Well, we got to talk about the Lakers. No sweep for the Magic in Boston. Last night's games, the Magic defeat the Boston 95-93. Who was game high in that game? Tatum had 36. Then you had D White with 16, Jaylen Brown with 19, and that's really all I wanted to play. Pritchard didn't have that great of a game, only had 3 points in 26 minutes. He was doing cardio. Then you had
game.
Then you had the Magic. You had Franz Wagner with 32 points. Pablo had 29, and then Carter had 10. That was the only 3 people in double figures. So no sweep there, but it'll be. I think it'll be a gentleman's sweep. Boston still win the series. Game over, bucket counts. Okay, so the Clippers. So Denver wins the game, and they
tie the series.
Yep. The Bucks and Pacers. The Bucks needed that game, so they avoided the sweep. At home, they get one. I still think it. I don't know. Pistons might not. Pistons. Pacers might go 6. Especially if the Bucks can steal 2 at home. But yeah, it was Giannis and Gary Trent Jr. They both had 37. And that's really all that wanted to play basketball for the Bucks.
Don't get me started on how I feel about Kyle Kuzma. I'm like, I don't know what y'all thought y'all were getting with Kyle Kuzma. As a Laker fan, I already knew what y'all were getting. Just because he played well in a team that don't do jack squat in Washington does not mean if you put him on a team that actually has something to lose, he's gonna do something. He does nothing.
21 minutes, Kyle Kuzma had 9 points. But Brook Lopez was doing cardio because he ain't had no points. You had Dame played 30. Dame played 32 minutes and gave you 7. He was 2 of 12.
He gets a pass. He's the only one that gets a pass because he's coming off of the injury, off of DVT. So I'll give him that. Now, next game, I'm going to need a little bit better.
Portis had 10. He didn't really have that great shooting night either. He was 5 of 13. And then you had Green. He had 12 off your bench. But it was really Gary Trent Jr. and Giannis pretty much. Damn, he was 9 from 12 from 3. I see why he had 37 points. So you're not going to get that from Gary Trent the next game. He's not going to score 37 again and shoot 9 threes. You're not going to get that. That's 27 points right out the rim.
He might not score 10 the next game. That's the thing about Milwaukee that kills me.
He was lighting it up from 3. Yeah, they
and
still shot
about to be on sweep alert.
They still shot 36% though. That's still horrible. Siakam had 28, Naismith had 18. Holly gave you the double, 14 points and 10 rebounds. Obi Toppin gave you 10. That's really all nothing there. He's not gonna score 37 for the rest of the playoffs.
Right.
And then he had the Lakers go up against Timberwolves, 116-104. Minnesota takes the lead. Luka wasn't feeling well. JJ said he was throwing up everywhere. He had a stomach bug, but he still managed to give you 17 points. Reeves gave you 20. Bron gave you 8. Dang on, Rui only gave you 8. I mean, LeBron gave you 38. My bad. Had a double, and Rui only had 8 points.
Get your crap together, sir.
Nobody else wanted to play either, huh?
Get your crap together.
Bench definitely need you help. Randall gave you 22. Jaden McDaniels gave you 30. Ant-Man gave you 29. Bench help. DiVincenzo had 10. Nas Reed 11. Oh my God. Why is Gobert on the team? Why is he even on the team? So you mean to tell me in 25 minutes, Gobert, you scored a point? 1 point. You got a free throw.
One.
1 point, 2 fouls, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. What are you on the floor for? Why are you playing basketball? And people look at me like I'm crazy. Oh, he hates Rudy Gobert. I can't stand him. Horrible. Him and Ben Simmons are my 1 and 2, who I can't stand.
Wait a minute. Are you serious? A point?
Yes, 1 point. He missed a free throw.
Damn. Okay. This is the playoffs, Rudy. Luckily, they won it.
1 point. 1 point.
They would have won without your little one dry ass
They
point.
sure enough would have. So pretty much Rudy was doing cardio all night. You weren't even doing cardio. What are we doing? At least you should at least have double digits in rebounds if you're gonna give me 1 point. But you only had 3 rebounds. What are you doing, Gobert? What are we doing?
See, Draymond might only get like 6 points, but he gonna give you 8 rebounds.
He gonna give you some assists.
Yes. Speaking of the Rockets and Warriors starting a few. Well, they probably
they started. So again, we had the Nuggets and the Clippers. So the Nuggets tied the series up with no Westbrook. That's probably why they won. No, Westbrook was out this game. So Aaron AG hit the game winning dunk. So he had 14. Michael Porter Jr. played better in this game, 17 points. Oh my God, Jokic 36 points and 21 rebounds. The hell? Murray had 13. Christian Braun had 17. Christian Braun and Harden got into it.
Oh yeah, Harden was trying to get active. That was funny. He started that. I'm like, how you gonna start that and run?
That's gonna irk the hell out of me. 1 point. Call him
1
Mr.
point.
No Show. Call him Mr. No Show. Yes, French fry. That's what I call him. Freaking French fry. And French fries is good, especially when you get the bag fries. That'll be the best ones. He a smush French fry. He the one that fall. He the fries that fall in your car when you're being greedy and you're trying to eat all fast. And if that's the French fry that fall out the bag and then you step on it.
No, he a soggy fry.
Yeah, he freaking Gobert. Kawhi Leonard 24 points. Zubac with 19. Harden had 15. Nolan finally. We get a Nolan Powell game, and they lose. He had 22.
Well, Jokic had 37 and 21, so there's that. Ain't nothing Norman Powell gonna do to help with that.
Yeah, nothing gonna do with that. Cavaliers are 1 game away from sweeping Miami. They win today 124-87, and Evan Mobley gets Defensive Player of the Year. Pritchard gets 6th Man of the Year, which we knew. And Draymond Green gets, clutch? I didn't even know that was an award, but okay.
No, it was the NBA Hustle Award. Let me say something about that. that ain't nothing but a goddamn consolation prize because he didn't get Defensive Player of the Year. They ain't slick when it comes to that. I'm like, really? I knew he wasn't gonna get no Defensive Player of the Year, but the NBA Hustle Award, get the hell out of here. Consolation prize.
Jared Allen had a good game this year because you know everybody need that one guy that's going to come up and that's going to score big. And Jared Allen for this game, he had 22 and 10. He only missed one shot from the field. He was 8 of 9, 26 minutes. That's good. That's good points for Jared Allen, who's very underrated, by the way. They always making fun of him because he got the afro. Reminds me of the players back in the 70s. But he's a low key, quiet dude. He's gonna go out there and play basketball. Unlike Gobert, I'll take Jared Allen over Gobert any day of the week.
Absolutely.
Mobley had 19. D. Mitch didn't have a great game this game. He had 13. Max Strus 18. And Murrow was playing 19 minutes. He was doing cardio. What are we doing, Murrow? 0 points. What are we doing? Hunter had 21 points off the bench. And Ty Jerome had 13. They obviously didn't need Murrow to play because they still won. And over there for the Heat, the usuals. Abayo 22. Tyler Hero didn't have a great game. He only had 12.
He needs to stop talking.
Davion Mitchell, he only had 16. So they about to be at Cancun with the Grizzlies. This is the Heat squad that the Hawks couldn't get past. Way to go, Trey. The Heat was done at the very mention of the series. That's facts. So they were one game away from getting swept. The Grizzlies are going to be packing their bags. They're going to be getting ready for their vacation. I hope they got their passports up and ready because that's where they're going to Cancun. And they only lost by 2. That's the crazy part. 117 to 115. Chet Holmgren had 11 points. Jalen Williams had 23. Hardenstein with 11. SGA, who is going to be your MVP, I think, in my book. They have to give it to him, but still, I mean, the way Jokic is playing, he's averaging a triple-double out. He had 38, and Lou Dort had 4 points. Lou Dort was doing cardio too. Why are you on the court? Why are we on the court? Why are we going to court? This is why the game was so
just praising Lou Dort. This is why I don't give people like that my praise. Because the second I do it, they show me why I don't do it.
Jared Jackson Jr. had 12. Who the heck is this? Aldama, he had 21. No, 23. Zach Edey is going to give you next to nothing. He only had 8. But he fouled out. Never mind. 33 minutes and you foul out with 8 points. Zach Edey, what are we doing?
You know what? He shouldn't even be playing. He's a rookie.
I knew it. I knew it in college. It was going to be nothing like the NBA when he got to the pros because all they did was feed him the ball down low and nobody could stop him. When they did, they fouled him. He reminds me of a Joel. How Joel couldn't stop him. He was that big. They couldn't stop him.
Mm-hmm.
His game don't translate to the pros because if that was the case, you'd be getting more than 8 points. Desmond Bane had 20. Scottie Pippen Jr. had 30. No Ja in this game. But they're going to be in Cancun. Ja can pack up his bag and he can go on a vacation. They're gone. I don't know who OKC plays the next round. I think it's between the Grizzlies and Denver, I think.
The Nuggets, Clippers, yeah.
And then we had the Clippers. Again, they lose 101 to 99. And right now it's 9-8. The Rockets are over the Warriors. No Jimmy in this game. He took a hard hit. That fall was crazy.
One thing I want to say about the Grizzlies is you thought this was going to be a sweep after they lost. They got blitzed by 51. Then they turned around and lost by 20. But this is how I knew when the series was over. They blew a 30-point lead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this damn series is over. I'm like, this is your best chance to win a game, and you choke. Granted, Ja got hurt, but What about the rest of that roster that you chose over Taylor Jenkins?
Yep.
Jaren Jackson Jr., where the hell were you? Oh, Edey is a rookie who should not be playing right now. He's the only one that gets a sliver of leniency. A sliver.
Edey gets a lot of the blame, but it's a horrible matchup.
Yes. He's a rookie, and you have him on chat. Of course he's going to get his cookies took. Of course. Anybody that's bigger than him, AD will snatch him. Any quality, like any big, is going to go at him.
Yep. But the Warriors, it looks like Fred VanVleet right now is the only one that wants to play basketball because he got game high with 9. And then you got
I knew Houston was going to do this game. I knew it.
Dylan Brooks with 2 and Sengun with 2. But it's still early. 15-9. Again, no Jimmy in this game, so it's going to be Steph and the crew. Of course, Draymond Green is going to be Draymond Green. You know, he sets everything up. He's the screens, he's the rebounder, he's the emotional guy that make that team go. So we'll see what the Warriors can do. Will they tie the series up? I mean, the series is already up. I mean, the series is tied 1-1. So let's see who goes up. Really nothing else going on in the NBA. Cavaliers go up. Luka struggles with, again, he had the stomach bug. I mean, you didn't want to talk about it, but talk about your Lakers. What needs to improve the next game?
Rui needs to get more than 8 goddamn points. I do not want to see Bronny James. I'm gonna make that clear. I'm gonna nut up. Defense. Now, the last game before this, I actually saw an effort from Mr. Doncic on defense. I'm like, who died and put you in Luka's body?
He be trying to play defense. He be trying.
He tried. And that's all I could ask. In Dallas, he tried to hide. But I think he understands this is a series that he can't hide. He's gonna have to try and do more than a hip check and let somebody go.
Right. Exactly.
I need to see more of that. I need to see less fouling from Rui and more consistency.
Yeah, because I seen that timeline. It was like Rui foul, missed layup, foul somebody else. I was like, what is going on?
And when you know that it's not going down, like if your shot's not sinking right now, stop being a black hole. Pass it.
Come on, JJ. If you see Rui struggling, you got to get him out. Put somebody else in. Dalton Connect can come in. Somebody.
Gabe Vincent at this point. Because Gabe he's played better. Now, you know, I used to rip me some Gabe Vincent because he used to do a whole bunch of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been playing a little bit better. If you need to pull Rui and have him settle down on the bench, like I loved that last game, not this last game, the game before last, game 2, I believe, when he ripped the hell out of the team. He glared at Rui so hard he turned into Ron Artest. He started playing better. That's what you're gonna have to do.
Oh, JJ was pissed that game. I was like, oh.
And I love him. I love my coach. I'm not questioning him.
Right.
I know the deficiencies of this team. The defense has to get better. Rui has to be better. And everybody else needs to start making their shots.
That's why I said when JJ first got hired, I said, please don't let him be a scapegoat. I said JJ is one of the smartest basketball minds I know. So he knows. But if Rui's struggling, take his ass out. Come on, JJ.
And I get it why he's hesitant because size, and we already lack size.
Right.
But have Gabe run around and do something for a little bit. Glare at him on the bench. He'll turn into something else.
Yeah. Going over to WNBA side a little bit. Training camp to start. I hate this fast turnaround that the WNBA has.
I do.
You have to wait until the March Madness is done. Then a week after that's done, you got the draft, and then a couple days, then they go right into training camp. It's crazy turnover fast. But of course, Paige Beckers goes to Dallas Wings. Dallas Wings are now favorites. I mean, they're they're favorites to get contenders now.
They got a nice little team now.
Yeah, we got a nice got a nice little squad over there in Indiana. Indiana too. Indiana's going to be a playoff contender team. Lakers had a couple of late turnovers that hurt them.
Yeah, they need to stop that. That's sloppy.
The team who's going to probably be in last is probably going to be Golden State until they figure it out. Because that's a new team, expansion team. I don't see them coming out the gates being oh my god. My Sparks should be a little better this year. We got Sania Fagans from SC. That was my squad. So all the SC players got drafted. Tahina Powell went to Atlanta, so that's good. She's gonna be with Ryan Howard and Brittany Griner, so that's gonna be good. Bree Hall, she forget where she went. Where'd she go?
I'm trying to pull up the training camp rosters with the graphics.
I forget where Bree Hall went. Oh my God, it was right there at the tip of my tongue. This is true. They're trying to stay out the calendar in the NFL.
That is true.
Fever, Indiana. Jesus, right there, Indiana. Let's go, son. Connecticut, they got some revamping to do. Dejanay's gone. She went to that. I'll tell you, the Wings is gonna be crazy. They already got Paige. They already got Agumawale. They got Dejanay Carrington. They got Alyssa Smith. They gonna be a good team. Then you got Minnesota, who got the walking bucket, Nafisa Collier. Oh my God, walking bucket. Was just in they were just in the in WNBA finals along with New York. This should be a good WNBA season. Chicago end up getting Haley Van Lit. So everybody got on got better, got some draft picks. So we'll definitely see. Over on the women's side in the college, Malaysia Fawali is now with LSU. She left South Carolina to go to LSU. That's gonna be a crazy back. That's gonna be a crazy backcourt. Her and Flage. That's gonna be crazy. But your thoughts on her leaving South Carolina to go to LSU? You still there?
Okay, because I couldn't hear.
Okay. Did you hear what I said?
No.
Oh, I said so. Malaysia Fawali from South Carolina went to LSU, so that's going to be a crazy backcourt with her and Flage Johnson. I said, your thoughts on her going to LSU?
I knew she was going to leave. I just didn't think it was going to be LSU, but I also know Dawn Staley don't do crash outs, so. There's that.
I mean, I get it why she left as well. But at certain moments, Dawn didn't want to play her because, especially with that Connecticut game, she has to get better on defense. Yes, she can score crazy, and she has her flashes on offense. But defensively, she has to get better, especially with the help defense. You just letting girls right down the lane. So I get why she had to bench her. And plus, she had the South Carolina just got the girl from where she come from? Florida State.
Yep.
The leading scorer in college, and that's Raven Johnson's high school teammate. So they already got chemistry. So and then South Carolina just got a big from the portal. So South Carolina is going to be South Carolina. They're
going to be back.
They're going to be back. So, but Still watch out for UConn. Still got AZ Fudge and Sarah Strong. It's gonna be college basketball is the only time I'll watch that, and then March Madness, of course. But I just needed your thoughts on the Fawali move. I don't know. Kim Mulkey don't like to develop players either.
Yes, I feel like this is a lateral move in a sense. But if she like it, I love it.
So she's not too fond with the letter community. You see what she put Brittany Griner through. So yeah. we'll see how this plays out. That's all that we got. You got any other things that we didn't discuss that you want to go over?
I'm trying to think. I have something to say, but I think I forgot. I'm pretty sure I forgot. Hold on. Because I'm looking at these the training camp rosters. I forgot that Natasha Cloud was a part of the Liberty now.
Yep. WNBA, a lot of teams are shooken up. I know Kyle's upset about what's the name?
Karen.
No, Bonner. Or was it Alyssa Smith? Or was it AT? One of them moved. Thomas, it was either Thomas or Bonner that left.
Bonner.
Right. So
I think the Dream should be better. I do like Van Lilith with Angel Reese again. I do.
Oh yeah, Bonner went to Phoenix. Oh, y'all lost both of them.
Yeah, they lost both of them.
Yikes. That's right. Wow. No, yeah, they both left.
And I will say, now that the Pelicans, I've been wanting to go on the air and say this. The Pelicans can start taking calls for Zion now.
Yeah.
And Memphis getting swept in the first round is exactly what they deserve. They did Jenkins so dirty. And if Denver finds a way to lose this series, they deserve that too.
Oh, one last thing. Thoughts on the Suns? Just blow it up. What do you do? Does KD move? Because they already fired Bud, which we knew that was going to happen, and it's not all Bud's fault. They set him up. They set him up just like they set up Vogel. What do they do with the Suns? If you're Devin Booker, do you stay because you're loyal? You're going to be another Dame and want to be loyal to your team. But I feel like you come to it, you play basketball to win a championship for a reason. You don't just stay with the same team and be like, oh, I'm going to stay and not have nothing in my career. Yes, I had a great career. No, you didn't. You win no rings. I mean, you still get in the Hall of Fame with no rings, but that's the overall goal. You won a championship. So if you're Devin Booker, do you stay and be part of a rebuild? Or do you be like, no, I'm leaving?
I'm out of here. They need to blow that up. Matt Ishbia has took this team and ran it into the ground. If I'm Book, I'm like, no. Because I don't feel like you're capable of making the right moves.
And he gassing up and hyping up the Suns fans. So my son will be in the championship and win. 2K? On 2K, maybe? But yeah, I don't know. KD probably will leave.
Yeah, he's gone.
KD, he's not the same KD giving you about 30 a night. He still give you about 26, 25. His efficiency went down, but he still can score or give you some points. I don't know where he goes. But Beal, that was the worst trade ever. Horrible. They don't have no bench. What are we doing? Book is your only one who's been consistent.
Exactly.
You got to go in the draft. So, but I'm just saying, do Books want to be there doing another rebuild? Like, you have to
If
build
I'm
around Book.
Devin
I get
Booker,
it, but do
I'm
you
like,
do you want
no,
to be there for a rebuild?
no, absolutely not.
The minute KD hears that trade rumors, he gets offended and wants out. I didn't believe them as the big three. No, because they never played together. Bill was always hurt, and then it was always Book and KD. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have no bench.
And they
They might
traded
as
for
well.
somebody who didn't deserve a no trade clause. Who do
They
you
might as
think
well
you
would have put
are?
us on the bench. You probably would have did better.
Exactly. I'm like, who do you think you are? You don't deserve a no trade clause. And now they're stuck with that.
Should have stayed with Washington. Why'd you want to go to the Suns though?
Remember,
No defense.
right. None. Back to the Shedeur Sanders thing. And I
Because
can't.
Bill and Book are the same person. They're the same position.
You had 3 ball dominant people. There's only one basketball. Make the math happen. Make it make sense.
Right. And what you had about Shador?
No, because I really just wanted to say the people that wanted to cry racism. Shut the hell up. Like, nothing about that had anything to do with racism. Was it? Because I'm pretty sure with the amount of time that the Giants spent with Shedeur, they were probably going to draft him if he didn't bomb that interview.
Yep.
And who was the number one who was the first number one overall pick, and what color was his skin? Leave this racism stuff out of it. Stop deflecting. You got to hold these people accountable at one point. Him and his daddy had a hand in this. And like with Dion going on the show saying that he was gonna pull a Archie.
Right.
I'm like, first of all, Archie waited until after Eli got drafted, not before. And a lot of those comments were off-putting. Nobody wants to pay attention to that though. And I know the Giants were the one to put that out there, but once you do it to, I know that probably wasn't the only team he did that to.
Right.
Because the word got out. And once you get the tag of uncoachable, because I feel like that's the tag that they gave, that they felt like when he did that, all of that, it's a very hard thing to shake. It had nothing to do with racism.
Not at all.
Stop undermining, especially in today's age. You're undermining actual racism by putting it in ticky-tack situations where it don't belong. Crying that in situations like this, when you can easily you could tell if you paid attention for the past year, you could tell there was things there. But if you point that out because Dion is polarizing and people defend, you call that out and you're a hater. That's why I took my hands off of the whole Colorado experience.
Yep. But shout out to the Buffs, Colorado. Again, all their players got drafted. So I mean, Coach Firm, Dion was doing something right, I guess. But again, I love the Jimmy Horn Jr. pick to Carolina. Sorry, Jimmy was my favorite. So I may be getting a Carolina jersey. Y'all can at me all y'all want. I'm going to get that. But yeah, that's all we got today, y'all. Again, good to be back. Again, like I said, life is happening, but we here. Sanders did say that he could have handled the situation better. So yeah, at least he is not accountable, and he knew that.
Mm-hmm.
He did everything but recruit the O-line. Still. And no, I don't even think they got a running back situation, but I don't know. But now that Marshall's there, Marshall Faulk, so they might
they'll start with the running back situation.
They're gonna start the running backs again. But appreciate y'all. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Same time, same place, same channel. Make sure y'all come on back, tune on in. Good to be back again. Appreciate Kyle Sargent in the chat. Seen Coach Dante, so appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all come on back to Wire. Make sure y'all like, share. It just takes a second. Know somebody that from the girls' point of view, because we know our stuff too. It's just not a male dominant world now. More women are getting into sports. So you want the women point of view, have some more women come over. We support everybody, but we gotta support each other. So come on in, tune on back in. Tomorrow, every day we got some great stuff going down here at Wire to Wire. Make sure you check out the website as well. Great articles popping up. So I'm Key as always. Y'all know I'm in the building. That's Jury. Make sure y'all come on, tune on back. And we're going to be out here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Finish watching some NBA basketball. So see what the Warriors going to do. But we out of here, y'all. Later.